Greetings, Sir and Sirettes, and welcome back to From the Depths with me, Lathrix. I have been looking forward to recording this game all day. I haven't actually played the game in about a week, and I'm itching to get some more progress done, to get further in the campaign, and to get some serious murder on the Lightning Hoods. Because, well, quite frankly, the Lightning Hoods so far have proved themselves a both treacherous and annoying enemy. So, but first, before we get into any of that, let's have a look-see what I've been doing off-camera before I had the week off. Half to remind you, but mostly, honestly, to remind me. Despite being 50-50, it's mostly for me. Because that makes sense. Yes, the fortress now looks like some form of demented Cthulhian frog. This is the intention, Sir and Sirettes. I wanted a demented Cthulhian frog. Oh, shouldn't be turning the turret. That's stupid. That's my fault. There we go. And stop. Excellent. The missiles have been replaced from over here up to the main turret, like I said I might do. By the way, on that topic, thank you very much to everyone who suggested how to make a missile turret work. I have tested them out in the sandbox mode, and most of you were either correct or extremely correct with either simplistic or brilliant ideas, which I wouldn't have thought of by myself, because I'm just a bit of a derp like that. So, I sadly read those too late, though. That's what I was going to say. I've sadly read those too late, and had already created the frog. The frog works well, honestly. The frog works extremely well. The missiles are horribly deadly. They are all fragmentation, because you know my love of fragmentation. Oh my word, I haven't changed them yet. They were double fragmentation, but apparently for some reason they're not at the moment. Oh well, let's just put fragmentation back in, and then... sure, why not? Oh, did I not save? Oh, obviously I didn't save the game after I did that. I had actually changed those so it was double fragmentation, one fuel, but honestly, maybe it is better for this way, since they do go quite far actually. They're extremely long range of how much fuel they've got, if a little bit weaker. Obviously, fragmentation isn't meant for sheer damage anyway. It's meant mostly for like balloons, wooden armour, blowing up bits of ammo once a breach has been made anyway, so maybe I'll leave as it is. We have, over here, put a new turret on. Like the main turret, this turret is an AA gun. It can shoot up 80 degrees, I believe, so it shoots extremely high to kill those nasty airborne enemies, and it has the failsafe set correctly. I've tested this, it doesn't shoot our main turret. There we go, look at that. It is becoming up, it's aiming up, there we go. As you can see, it can shoot almost directly up. Not quite, but very close. My word, the speed of this thing. It goes into the atmosphere. It can shoot the sky itself. Basically, the moon has to fear us. It's an orbital cannon. It's also just about as strong as the Patriarch's cannon, but lacking the AP. Well, really lacking the AP, sadly. Which is a shame, but oh well. The laser hasn't been changed at all, and we now have shielding at strength 5. And the final change is, I decided that the rather testicular-looking creation from before was simply too bad to look at, so I've made some form of bizarre Nurglian effigy. It is an effigy to the plague god Nurgle. It is a rotten bird, was the idea I had in my head, with fungus growing on the bottom. It is a foul, befouling thing which has corrupted the waters around it and can heal our lovely Nurglian ships. Speaking of which, at some point I want to make a plague ship. I really, really want to make a plague ship. A proper looking vessel made of green, yellow and sickly looking blocks. Wait, why is there a hole in my turret? Why is there a hole in my turret? I thought I'd finished that. Apparently I hadn't. Let's fill that in before we continue. Metal blocks, and I want them being the same colour, so they're dark black. There we go. So without further ado, let's continue. Oh, last thing before we continue. I have changed my recording settings quite significantly. I'm now recording in 1080p once more on From the Depths. I actually have Avok to thank for that, for a few suggestions when we were talking, and it seems to do better. However, I am capping it at 30 FPS, just so during battles less kind of frame lag occurs, because, well, my computer isn't a beast. It's really good, but this game is one of the most CPU intensive games I've ever freaking played, and recording it is a nightmare, because things don't seem to want to record it. So, I hope the quality is better in this video than the previous. If you prefer 60 FPS, but at 720, tell me. Or if you prefer 1080p at 30, tell me. If you don't really care, tell me as well. So, what are we doing then? Well, At the moment, my stupid Fortress AI is trying to send us on a collision course with the freaking Lightning Hood's Fortress, which I may simply yield to. I think it is about time we fight them head on. We've got enough resources to repair and create a new Patriarch if we do lose our entire fleet, and we can continue with a single Patriarch, picking off the weaker enemies, capturing them, and getting more resources. So I don't mind having a big fight today. The best test of 1080p, Sir and Sirets. So, what should we do? Should we do that, or shall we pick on some smaller things? The Fortress will, of course, be in the fight, because, quite frankly, the Fortress is my most powerful ship at the moment. Why you? You are the paddle gun. You can stay there. You are just protecting these borders. We also need to make some more Flytresses, because right now they're not going to their freaking... no. For some reason, they stopped moving, which is odd. Is that one currently draining from the resource zone? No, because it's an Atlas. Yeah, we definitely need more Flytresses then. Wow. So we need to make some more Flytresses, some more Fortresses to start draining resources, because quite frankly we haven't got enough. The passive resource, I put far too little stock in. I thought it wasn't worth it, but honestly, over time, those things can just tip the balance of a war. So, back in a second, Sir and Sirets, when I've decided what we're doing, because right now I'm not 100% sure. I love missiles. I adore missiles. I need a proper missile ship at some stage, a ship which is purely for missiles, because I just... Even if they're not as good as lasers and such, they're just so fun to watch. Back in a second, Sir and Sirets. We are back, and it's time to begin the battles. The fortress is currently slowly making its way to this square, this section of enemy-controlled territory. The Rotten Bird effigy, the healing effigy, managed to make it there first, because apparently it's got a speed of 16.2 meters per second, despite having no thrust, which is interesting. But over here, we are currently about to battle with both the Matriarch and the Patriarch taking part, and a large section of the Mini-Las kind of fleet. Now, I want to say, so what the idea is we're doing. What we're doing is we're sending our troops around that way and that way, thus clearing a large area around the base before we finally attack them. Because I don't want any enemies to interrupt the battle. We don't need any extra enemies. I have no idea what this fortress is actually like. I know the original one from the Deepwater Guard was quite difficult, so I can only imagine that the Lightning Hood's one is even more powerful and aggressive against us. So let's quickly spawn in our ship so we can get into the battle. Spawn in the Matriarch, spawn in its healer, spawn in our Thunders, our stolen Thunders, to turn against their previous owners, and of course bringing forth the Mini-Las to guard the whole thing. Hopefully they'll pay attention to the Mini-Las and less like to the Patriarch. That'd be a lovely change of pace. The usual lags we enter in, and there we go. What are we fighting? Some form of airborne enemy and two ground-based, water-based enemies, I suppose. Look at our fleet completely flanking them. Glorious. Is the U-missile off? Just making sure. Everyone else is on, however. There we go. Everyone's turned on, other than the U-missile, who I'm purposely keeping off because the missiles always manage to hit the wrong targets. Is anyone fighting this airborne enemy? I hope so, because it seems a rather scary-looking contraption, in all honesty. It's a very odd-looking thing, isn't it? Oh, it's one of those, the one we found once upside down. The missiles are trying to follow it, but simply cannot. This is why I prefer my fortress. The ability to fight air units on it is a lot easier. Ooh, directly into its back as soon as it turned around, and it's crash landed horribly. Oh my word! All the missiles are coming past the Patriarch to get to it now. Our turret is completely broken because alpha and such, and one of my tentacles just went flying. Oh, it's because I was actually on top of the vehicle. It caused a little bit of a breakage. Well, the physics of the Patriarch for some reason have just turned off, so let's turn that off before it ends up hurting itself. Oh dear, missiles are heading straight towards us. No, you stupid missiles! Because it stopped using the laser, all the missiles simply went forward and crash landed into the Patriarch. What on earth has happened to that turret? It isn't even detached, it's just the physics have completely decided to go dancing again. And another missile is going to hit it. No, it just curved off. Well, I wonder how much it's hurt itself. by a few percentage. Let's get onto the Patriarch so we can help it heal. While the last two enemy ships are taken down. My word, Patriarch, what happened? What on earth happened to the thing? Well, that was a curious display, to say the least. Yeah, it's definitely still attached. It's still technically there. It's just completely broken. Okay, interesting. Okay, there's the enemy ship. Let's just see how our Matriarch is doing then. Matriarch? Matriarch. There you are. I thought I'd actually lost the Matriarch then. It scared me. It just scared me. It's definitely still here. I think that may have been the victory we was looking for. I'm hoping. Okay, Patriarch, turn back on. See if you can start functioning again like a normal thing. Your turret is firing. The Patriarch's turret is actually still functioning despite being upside down. Also, the amount of lag is because of how many ships we have in. If we go to options and campaign options, let's see here. We have the max blocks quite high, honestly, so we could... Wait, I turned it down. Oh no, if I turn it back up. Good job we looked. Okay, back to... There's experience and then first play. Let's put it back to 1 where it was originally. Whoops a daisy. Didn't mean to do that. That would explain why no enemies have came to us just yet. I had that lowered down during a test while I was building the frog. Okay. You're on max. I already said that was on max before. Okay. Everything back as it was. I was going to say something else. I forgot why I put this up there. Oh yeah, the max blocks is very high, which is causing all sorts of lag and... Well... I think we won. If it counts for anything. Apparently there is still an enemy we're firing at. I can see the explosions in the distance. What on earth is still alive? And let's turn off the Patriarch. It just ends up hurting itself over and over again, so we're using up resources. Well, lads. Did all the mini-lads survive? It seems like it. I can't see them, though. There's the Thunder. There's the U-missile. So, the question is, where is the mini-lads? Ah, it must be somewhere over here. As I can see shots coming from one of our... Yep, there was Liza. Just then. So our mini-lads are all hidden away over here, it seems. In the mist. Because I can see shots coming from another one of our Thunders. There we go, finally. My word, that was so laggy. Perhaps a smaller battle next time will be better. Just a Patriarch and a Matriarch, no Legion. The more robots you use, the worse it is. Okay, let's go into map. We can't currently pull all, because apparently we're still in combat. Just waiting for all of them to destroy. To be destroyed, all the blocks to be destroyed. And the Matriarch's about to ram into the Thunder. Yep, okay, pull all, and let's get this lag. Oh, there it goes. Oh, my word. Okay, lovely, finally out. Patriarch, buddy. Respawning, I need to make sure you're okay. Is everything okay now? It seems like it. Are you okay? Is your turret going to function correctly? Let's see if I can actually get onto the turret proper. There we go. Oh, okay, well, turn. I just turned away myself. Let's see. Yeah, the turret's fine. Oh, no! Haha! Well. I think we can safely say something is wrong with the Patriarch currently. Patriarch? What on earth is that? It's a missile. Yes, where is the Patriarch? Hello, Patriarch. You okay, bud? What's wrong with your turret currently? There's your turret. So what's going on with it? Let's see. Which that's the turret piece. Oops, daisy. There's the turret piece. It should be okay. I mean, these shouldn't cause it to bug out. It should be able to turn around just fine with these. I mean, it has before. Well, for some reason, the Patriarch has decided to completely break for unknown reasons. It could just be these blocks being here. I'm fairly certain these are the last things I've added, so let's edit the hull. The shields have been there for ages, though. It's not those. For some reason, when turning backwards, currently the Patriarch breaks. Okay, lesson learned. Let's just save the game here before we do any more damage. My word. Okay, back in a second when we get into our next fight. Hopefully a lot less lag and bugginess. Welcome back, Sir and Sirettes. It seems like I've accidentally caught the attention of the main base, or it just sent out an enemy. And also at the same time, we have caught the attention, the ire of this group. Which is quite bad, because apparently this is speed 31, which means they're most likely going to get to us during the battle. So what I'm going to do is turn that way, so hopefully both of them will appear at once, and we can fight them both correctly. Okay, let's get our Rottenbird into combat as well. The reason why I haven't got those as a group, unlike the Matriarch and its healer, is just because it goes underneath the fortress and makes it spawn way too high, even if you want to spawn it lower. It's a bit of an issue. So, okay, we're underwater like we want to be. Should be a lot less laggy since there's only one of us. Is the AI on? It's currently off, I think. There we go, now it's on. Let's see the fortress in action. This is actually the first match since I've changed the thing. Oh, God. What did that missile like blow up? Oh, it has an anti-missile system attached and caught one of our guns. Okay. Wow, that is just... yeah, that was a truly easy battle. Also, no lag, because there's only 2 ships involved. That was glorious! Oh, here comes the other enemy. Okay, just spawned in. This apparently is a strength 40, and yet only 1 ship, so I'm a little bit nervous. Honestly. Our missiles will never reach it at that range, but I'm glad it's at least trying. I know it is 2 enemies. I thought it said 1. Apparently I was completely incorrect. It just despawned, it's back into the air, look, and changing its route. It's firing lasers into the air because it just doesn't care, and our missiles are on a migration path. Here we see the rare fragmentation missiles migrating over the hills of this area, known as Ornhurst, or Orhurst, as more commonly known. We're technically not in a battle now, excellent, that means we can turn our ship around. Okay, because we're out of the battle before. Okay. Cut there because of some audio issues. Okay, back to where we were. Rottenbird, get behind it. Battle is about to start now. Okay, and they're both facing the right way as well, which is nice. Obviously, facing forward with the fort is a big issue. A big deal, rather. The enemies basically have to be directly in front or directly behind, although directly in front is better because of shields. Okay. Oh, we're here fighting. Let's get into the action and see what's going on. Where's their ship? Their airship. It's not there for some reason. Oh! No, that's the remains of the last one. I think our healer could more than out-heal this. And my word, the amount of damage when these things land. Wow! It's that huge turret we have on the far right. It's just destroying anything it touches. Well, I guess it is a Patriarch gun at the end of the day. Well, that wasn't a very convincing fight from the enemy. Oh, and there are missiles hitting as well, which is lovely. Here comes another volley. Wonderful, destroying the insides quite handily. But the question is, what happened to their flyer? Today is the day of the bugs, it seems. It simply is not here in the fight. Unless that was it, and it died instantly, which I don't really think happened, but... well... that was... apparently... it must have been. It must have died before we even got to the surface. And the fortress moves on to its next victim. Truly, an impressive sight to behold. To be fair, the amount of damage this thing can put out is certainly impressive. And I have a lot of resources left to actually improve it. I will be... oh, side note, for those who have watched this far, you certainly deserve the first bit of knowledge. I will be live streaming from the depths at some stage in the coming days, if not already, because it depends on when this thing gets rendered. I will be live streaming it to do the story mode, as I don't want to do that as videos. I'd rather do it as a long live stream instead. So that's a goal of mine. Okay, so... Yeah, the reason why I brought that up is we need anti-missile systems still. Oh, yes, one thing I did forget to mention earlier as well, my word, my brain is all over the place today, is that we have, in our ship, as you can see in front of us, these lovely things. Yes, we have smoke dispensers, so lasers used against us are incredibly ineffective when used to aim at our ammo or AI, which is lovely. So we continue onwards. Our victory there has only shown how weak and pitiful the enemy actually are. For we are LathCorp. Now, I should probably save now. I'm going to save the game, and I'm going to actually do something very stupid, Sir and Sirette, and you can watch the stupidity, because I don't want lag. I'm going to try and take on the enemy fortress, using my fortress and nothing else. So, back in a second, when that starts. Welcome back to me being extremely nervous. We have apparently, I kind of went AFK while I moved the fortress to get a drink, and when I came back, we seem to have spawned in an island. Fighting a strength 50. So I'm a little bit worried here. Apparently this is a Razor Maul. I have no idea what one of those is. So this is an enemy I've never faced before, and we are about to face off against it. On the upside, we are facing the correct way, so at least our bearing is correct, but other than that, I am more than a little bit worried about this, honestly. Here's hoping we're not actually... Oh, it seems like we are actually in water, so maybe it isn't as bad as it looked. Where's the shore? Oh, oh my word, what is that? This came to defend the fortress. I have no idea. Wow. It's like a UFO. Made of armour and loads of guns at the bottom, but it isn't really firing much. Why is only one of my... laser? Oh yes, I forgot. The laser has the smallest, it can't shoot as high as the other two guns. Oh, we are healing. We have took damage on our main gun, in fact. Several of our, pieces are offline. Interesting. Oh yeah, we've took some serious damage on our barrel. That's what I was trying to say, some of our barrels are offline. The missiles, I don't think are going to provide too much use because of the sheer speed of this thing. I honestly think the laser is our best bet, but like I said, sadly it doesn't shoot upwards too well. Perhaps that is something we need to work on in the future, Sir and Sirette, an AI laser. What on earth is this thing? It's magnificent. It's glorious, and I really hope it dies soon. Please submit to the will of LathCorp, to the will of our fortress, to the will of the Cthulhu frog. Oh, that's good. It's walking straight, well, it's flying straight into our missiles and our every other kind of weapon. I am slightly nervous. Our missiles may prove to be a detriment with things going around us. I've never really thought about that, since they do have a tendency to ram into anything they can see. He has... Oh, look at... What with turrets today? Oh, my word. The recent patch seems to have completely broken turrets. There you go. It's back to being online again now. Regardless, I think we can safely say we have proved victorious against this thing, and I'm very thankful that we have fragmentation weapons which completely eradicated its balloons. No, it's still in the air. It had a lot of repair. It has a lot of repair drones, a lot of repair bots, but it does seem to be struggling to get off the floor now. Oh, two of our missiles are about to hit our weapon. Aha. Well, Sir and Sirette, the game has just crashed. Back in a second. And we are back yet again at what seems to be the end of the flyer. I had a look at the error report, and it turns out it was something to do with the turret. Ever since spawning back in, it seems to be fixed. I've also looked at our footage and had a look at the bug afterwards. It turns out it was when it was being repaired, actually. It was causing the issues. Once the thing had been repaired, it had then basically spawned into the robot itself and then caused it to flip. So hopefully that won't happen now. It's crashed, had its hissy fit, and it seems to be working okay. As you can see, it's just about in range for everything. The missiles run out of fuel just if they miss, they run out of fuel just after they leave. The laser's doing a lot of the work, honestly. Our laser is amazing. Every time it gets back up with the balloons, it gets crippled, the missiles hit, the balloons go away and it goes back on the floor. The repair on this thing and the amount of damage it can take is certainly worthy of a lot of respect. I am tempted to try and capture it, however, the sheer amount of metal I'd have to get through, along with its healing capabilities, I don't feel safe leaving this thing alive long enough to actually get inside to try and take it. Plus, I have no idea where the AI mainframe is. Oh, it looks like it might have been there. It looks like we may have actually just taken out the mainframe. Does this mean it's finally gave up? Apparently not. On the upside, it is showing a nice demonstration of the aggressive capabilities of the fortress. As you can see, all the weapons are hitting it. The lasers, again, is doing the bulk of the job. I am thinking about making the main turret a laser. To be perfectly honest, the laser seems more efficient than any other turret I've ever had, and this is one of the two side weapons. I'm saying that the main turret does do a great job as well when it hits. For some reason, I'm actually off the fortress. Let's just jump back on. There we are. Hello, fortress. Everything seems to be in order here. Oh, it's gone slow motion, so I assume, one can only assume that the enemy has been yet dealt another huge blow to its hull. Some of its ammo has been exploded or its fuel. Well, the missiles are all dispersing, so I can safely assume that yes, it's finally been taken out. And we got a lot of metal from that. I mean, a lot of resources. We're now on 600. We're now on 677,000 fuel. On a side note, so we really do need better engines. There's no excuse. I do need to learn how to make them myself rather than make them using the prefabs. So I think we're going to go on over. It's going to take a long time for the fortress to get all the way over there to lug itself over. So I'll skip again. This is like the Lord of the Skips. And then we'll be right back in the last battle of the day. And hopefully this will be a great conquering. There is a fight over there, but I think I'll leave that off camera. Because quite frankly, it's Strength 40 versus Matriarch and Patriarch. The Strength 40 isn't going to win. So back in a second. Welcome back for the last time, Sir and Sirettes. Here we go. The fortress, I made sure to save just then, the fortress versus the fortress of the Lightning Hoods. I'm expecting a lot of lasers, a lot of missile defense, and a lot of pain coming our way very quickly. I am not confident, to say the least. My confidence is not at a high level. I don't think we're going to win, but I think it'll be funny just to see fortress versus fortress action. There we go, we're firing. I see no lasers against us, so maybe it isn't actually laser based, but I can't imagine that. The volley of our main turret, as it slowly aimed upwards, most of it was simply missing. Hopefully it's aiming a little bit higher now. Yes it is, yep, the shots are now landing. Oh, I see a problem with our main turret. Because the two side turrets are slightly smaller, the two side barrels are smaller, it seems to be struggling to aim them all accurately, so only the main one is hitting. Okay, lesson learned. I need to increase the accuracy of the two side guns. That does make a very pretty kind of strobe effect. It has sadly become night time. Is it even fighting back? Are we out of range? My word, we are literally outranging the fortress. It's very similar to the one we fought before. What's it called, the enemy? Is it a Greystone? Doesn't tell us the name of the vehicle. No, it's not quite the same. Or is it? It's hard to tell in the dark, honestly. It could be the exact same fortress as the one the Deepwater Guard had. So I really don't think it'll win then. In that case, we are truly victorious, and so I'm so confident I'm going to start editing my turret. So, custom cannons, barrels, motor driven, okay. Let's get out of here. Currently we're inside the turret, which isn't the best place to add barrels. Yeah, so as you can see, because the side turrets are smaller, and it seems to fire at the same height, of course they're going shorter because... Okay. Off for a second, Fortress. I think you've done enough damage to cripple it for a moment. To give us a bit of respite. Ah, another problem though is then the gauge is different on them. They have different gauge levels, so I'm not quite sure what to do here, honestly. I didn't know that, honestly. I think because we've always been fighting moving targets, I have not really seen that happen. In fact, it could be the gauge rather than the length of the shot, honestly. The length of the barrel. It's not the length that matters, sir, it's the gauge. So let's see what happens now. The same thing happens again, but not quite as extreme. Nope, exactly the same. So, yep, we need to upgrade the gauge of the two side barrels. Otherwise, this is simply going to happen, which is kind of stupid. Admittedly, that is probably almost a good thing versus flyers. It causes a kind of pepper effect in the air. But we've learnt that now. We've learnt a lesson that our missiles, our shots are simply going to waste on the ocean floor. However, I do think that even with that being the case, there was something there. Of course, there is a bit of time delay from when it's shot. Yep, I think we can safely assume that we have eradicated this fortress. I wonder how good this resource ring is. I mean, the last one was pretty good. We can make a new flytress here, start mining for resources and using it to advantage. That was odd, honestly. I am very confused by this. Why do the Lightning Hoods have the same base as the Deepwater Guard? Is it some form of dark conspiracy? Is there a greater power at work here to cause mass chaos among the fair citizens of Lappland? Is there a evil mastermind controlling this? Who knows? Or possibly it's still in alpha and a design hasn't been yet created for the Lightning Hoods. For instance, their land still hasn't had a description, whereas other lands do. So it could just be that. I do think I'm happy with the missiles, honestly. They don't do much damage, but that's not their intention. The entire point of these missiles is to hit the target, explode into a ball of shrapnel, and damage little weak things. And of course it goes through because, well, there's nothing left to hit. Also, it looks pretty. That I must say, this is a very pretty design, all its shots. Well, there it goes. The Lightning Hoods are no more, essentially. Of course, there are parts of the Lightning Hood still left, but... Okay, one thing I do want to do is going to diplomacy. Something I wasn't going to do originally, but I do want to do now. I don't know how to... How do I diplomacy? There we go. Diplomacy, so where are they? They're currently on the brink of war with us. We're going to bribe them with a lot. We're going to give them 1,000 at a time. Well, we have a lot of oil. There we go. Oh dear. Oh, the Deepwater Guard and Scarlet Dawn are at wars. Anyone else at war with us then? Let's just make sure. We're hated by the Lightning Hoods, obviously. We've just killed them. Everyone else is either suspicious or friendly with us now, which is wonderful. So we have no issues. My word, that is like the worst resource zone I've ever seen. Well, might as well allow our fortress to rest there, I guess. Rotten Bird, come with us, you are a healer. So thank you for watching, Says. We have cut a decisive blow against the Lightning Hoods in the fact we have destroyed their fortress. We have complete control now of the south of the map. We need to start fortifying it. We really do, because some of these enemies seem even scarier than Lightning Hoods by a long shot. Thank you for watching, Sunset, and to clear up something earlier, yes, I do realise that I buggered up and I don't know how long I'd had the campaign set to such a low growth factor, but it can't have been long. But that does explain why they weren't sending enemies at us for the last episode. It could have been longer than I expect, but regardless, we have it back on 1 now. Hopefully that will carry on giving us the resources we need. I also think that at this stage we may need to lower this back down to where it was originally, so let's put it there. That won't really make you a huge difference since I get most of my resources from stealing ships anyway. So thank you for watching, Sir and Sirs. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. We are truly making strides in our battle to control the waters. And we shall continue with that. I shall do this off camera, and then we shall... I think next episode shall be all about fortifying what we already have. We need to get rid of the rest of the Lightning Hoods, and we need to take over the resource zones, so we're actually getting resources from them, because I know at least... Oh look, we're just about to get there! Wonderful. Of course, this is an Fortress AI, so let's do this. Wonderful. One of the resource zones is finally about to start yielding its resources towards our cause. Please. There we go. Lovely. So now we're getting more metal and more natural resources, along with crystal. Something we really don't need much of, but okay, I'm happy with that. What I really want is these. These have some seriously... Look at that. Metal growth 300. We're going to need a better fortress to defend that. So, thank you for watching again, Sir Internet. If you would like to watch the rest of the series, there is a link in the description below. If you have enjoyed the episode or enjoying what's going on and want the series to continue, a like, comment, favourite always help. And if you're a new person watching the video, subscriptions of course help as well. Thank you for watching, Sir Internet, and goodbye. And hope you've had a nice holiday.